Hello and welcome to another video of mine. Today I'm going to show you all my flea market finds. I have quite a bit. I'm actually super excited about this video because I went to a local flea market. It was almost 2 weeks ago now, and I haven't had the time to make this video, so everything was left in the bags. So I sort of forgot about some of them, I'm sure. So I'm very excited to get everything out. I think we are about 20 to 30 finds. I always go to flea markets to find objects for my artwork. And so yeah, I'm very excited about that. So let's just dive into it. First, we have those binoculars. Now, I've had binoculars and I bought some in the past to make sculptures. And I still have some around and some that I'm going to use. And those are surprisingly cheap. They usually cost between maybe 2 and 5 euros. So I don't remember how much I paid for this one. But it's a really good base object for me, and it works well with birds or, you know, anything wildlife really, because it's kind of like wildlife looking back at us for once. So yeah, I quite like that type of object. Next are these really cute car toys that I found. Now, I bought them at the stand where I found some cameras, which I'm going to show you later in this video. And when I saw them, I was like, these are actually really cute and would make interesting tiny sculptures with nature growing on top. So I decided to just give it a go. So I first bought these 3 ones, which are more collection cars. I feel like they're in better shape and better form, and honestly the person who was selling those really was a bit of a collector of those. And then later on I found those that belonged to a child. There's even a toy here inside that is stuck in the car. I really liked how worn down they looked, and so I decided 5 would be a good mini series for that. Next are boxes of various sizes and value. Now, I recently made a guardian toad onto a jewelry box, and I've been working with jewelry boxes, and I have a solo show planned in 2027, and I've actually thought of doing everything onto boxes. So this was what I was looking for the most at the flea market, so let me show you all of those. So first is this quite unique duck one. It's all metal, and I could really envision a tiny pond with tiny ducks in there, although I might change my mind because when I say it out loud, it does sound a bit kitschy, so I don't know. But yeah, I really thought it was an interesting box, and so I grabbed it. Then we have this beautiful wooden box, which is probably has been made in one giant knot. And yeah, I just thought it was a really interesting box, really beautiful. Next is this, and this one was one of the more expensive ones. I don't recall how much I paid. Nothing was very expensive, but it was more expensive. And this one is actually from the US Navy, so it is a bit more valuable than others. It's handcrafted fine pewter made in the US. All of that said, I think I didn't pay much more than 10 euros on that, so it's still very affordable. I don't really know its value. I imagine many of these were crafted back in the days, but yeah, I thought it was a really beautiful box, and I think it's going to be great for sculpture. Then I got these boxes as a set, so to speak. He was selling them all, and yeah, I asked if I could have them all for a better price. And so I think I paid about 5 euros for everything, maybe less, I don't recall. And yeah, they're just tin boxes, so they will have to be varnished, all of them, cleaned a bit, they're very dusty. I might keep one for myself to make a cute watercolor box, because I've been wanting to do that for a while. So maybe, I will have to see. Although probably I'm going to use all of these for different sculptures, and I really can see nature growing out of each box and then something on top of it. There's really something about old vintage boxes that is very beautiful in its sense. I don't know. There's something about old design that is kind of enchanting. And these things are so cheap. It would be a shame not to use them. And then I also have this tiny little gem. This was actually quite expensive. I paid €8 for this one. It was at 10, but look at this detail, really beautiful. I almost feel bad about making a sculpture about it because I really want to showcase the detail. So maybe I will have to think about a solution that really just works half on it or something like that, so you can still see all of the texture, because I think this one is especially beautiful. I don't really recall what is in those, so let's be surprised together. Oh yes. This is simply for salt, nothing too fancy, but I was looking for one, so when I saw it, I got it. It's glass and metal, and I needed one. So this is more for us than for work. Oh, we have another tiny box. It's some kind of, I'm going to say porcelain because it looks very whitish, and honestly it was just too cute. It was just too cute not to take. I didn't pay much for this one, I don't recall. You know, like flea markets, these things are so cheap. I can really envision fishes coming out of it since you have this ship on top. So it goes with the boxes. Another box. I really liked it. I can really envision a spider coming out of it. So it's going to be definitely more creepy cute, but all of these beads, these black beads, really remind me of eyes. So that's kind of what I saw with those. Next are cameras. So that's also something that I've worked on before, and that is surprisingly cheap. So those three were maybe €5 each. And yeah, it's just like funny cameras. So I took those that I liked the best. So we've got two Kodak cameras. Then we have this bigger one that is also looking really nice. And this here was the most expensive. It's really heavy, but it did cost €16. And I've had a hard time removing the sticker. And this one was really from a collector, so he was selling his collection off, and there were a lot of different cameras, and some were more expensive, like $40-50. So not super expensive, but again, on a flea market, you rarely have very expensive things. But yeah, it's kind of like a really old camera, and I just thought it was an interesting shape, so that's why I took this one. And it's also an object like that I find interesting to work with. Now we're arriving in the more random but fun finds. So I found this here, a metal jug. I just thought it was kind of fun, and where I bought it, it was very cheap. So this is why I got it. I actually got 3 things from that specific stand. So these are the 3 things I got from that stand, and I paid €5 for everything. So again, very cheap. I was drawn to that stand for this here, which, let's be honest, is a bit of a wild card because it's big and heavy, but I just really love the color, and it just called to me, if that makes sense. So I saw it and was like, yes, this looks really nice. I really want to put growth on top of that, and it's something that I've had in mind for a long time, to use appliances as basis for my work. And then when I got into the stand, I saw this one first and was like, classic, very nice. Metal and all, I can also see something maybe coming out of it. It's kind of like the boxes, so it can go in my box collection for my solo show. I can really see that. And same for this one. So that's why I took all of these 3, which I find very inspiring. Now another wild card is this quite kitschy glass jar. I don't even know how you would call it, but it's for drinks basically. But I really like the shape. I think the shape is quite nice for what it's worth. It's all plastic. And they had two other shapes, but it was coconut and it was all flat, and the two other ones were not great, so I didn't take them. But this one, I was like, okay, if I paint this with metallic paint and then I cover it with tropical growth, I think it's going to be a banger, maybe with some birds. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I thought it was really fun. And also shout out to one of you who always comments with a pineapple. So I did think of you when I saw that. I was like, I have to take it. If there's one person who's going to appreciate this very kitschy pineapple plastic thing, then that person is. I'm actually looking forward to painting it and transforming it into a sculpture. Last two are more personal. I found these washi tapes that I think that person was getting rid of his or her collection. I don't remember if it was a guy or a girl. I really don't remember about the humans who are the stands. I always focus so much on the objects. I apologize. But yeah, so I was just looking at them, and it was, I think, 50 pence each, so basically nothing. So yeah, obviously I went through them and I took the two that I liked best. And then I also found this table easel that was just €5, and I've been looking for a small table easel, and usually it's more like €100, and it was like, that's a bit much. So when I saw this one, I was like, this is perfect, then I can make small oil studies on it. It comes with a drawer as well, so you can have your easel up and then some paints here or something else, brushes, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was really cute and fun, and again, it was €5, so I'm very excited actually about this one, but this is really for myself. It's going to be fun to make tiny studies on this little table easel. So here's everything I've got. Let me know if something caught your eyes or something that you found more interesting than anything else. I'm going to use these for my sculptures. You can see my sculptures on my website or in my book that is currently on pre-order. I really need your help for that one because right now I'm halfway through and I still need to sell 75 copies for it to get published. And we only have 19 days left. And I'm going to edit it as well today, but when it's going to be posted, it's going to be even less than that. It's going to be only 12 days left. Please help an artist in need. It would really mean a lot for me to get this book published. It does ship worldwide. I know right now with the US, it's a bit of a tricky situation, so I am not exactly sure how it's going to be, but I imagine when the book is actually coming out, it's going to be more or less resolved by then, because the book is coming out in November. It only goes into publication if I reach those 150 copies. I'm not there yet and it's been stressing me out. I'm probably not going to do another Kickstarter campaign anytime soon because it's a lot of stress to check all the time and to try to talk about it all the time and hoping for the best. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video, that you found it fun, interesting. Go to your flea markets. It's always really interesting to go there. It's fun to see what objects are there, and maybe it's going to surprise you. Maybe it's going to inspire you like it inspires me in my artwork. If you watched until the end, please leave I was going to say box emoji, but we don't have box emojis, I think. I think not, maybe you have box emojis. But no, let's go with the camera emoji because that's like the second most things I have here, boxes and cameras and random things. So yeah, leave a camera emoji in the comment section down below. It always helps greatly with the algorithm, and I can never thank you enough for all of your comments and your support. It means a lot to me. Also, don't feel bad if you cannot afford my book. I'm asking, of course, if you can, but if it's too much, don't worry about it. I don't want you to feel pressured or anything like that. That's really not the point. Any support really helps. So sharing, saving, commenting, liking, all of that, it really helps me and it motivates me to keep going. And I honestly have been enjoying making these YouTube videos. I don't know, it's been kind of fun to document my artistic path, career. I don't know, journey. Anyway, thank you so much for being there with me today, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye!